Hee hee, sister-in-law, how are you? In the midst of such a tense standoff, this man calmly stood in front of Kai Lin, grinning foolishly. You are? Kai Lin squinted her eyes, watching this person warily. Since his appearance, the 10-colored serpent spirit on her had erupted with a massive disturbance. It seemed that the power aura within this man resonated strongly with the 10-colored heaven-swallowing python. Sister-in-law, you might not know. I was the fire beast within Xiao Yan's body back then. By the way, it seems people in this world like to call me the king of beasts. The handsome man continued to smile, quickly explaining to Kai Lin. However, his aura fluctuated erratically, at times strong and at other times weak. I see, but with the situation right now? Kai Lin sighed in relief, though her gaze still carried a heavy weight. Sister-in-law, leave this to me. The king of beasts sneered. The smile on his face instantly froze as two brilliantly colored horns on his forehead flickered with a power that overshadowed everything around him. He leaped out of nowhere and positioned himself between the group and the angels. Behind him, countless beast shadows seemed to roar endlessly. As that power surged, the entire center of the monster realm trembled uncontrollably, as if all the beasts were bowing down, trying to submit. King of beasts. Watching this scene, the two seraphim suddenly showed a look of shock. Even their angelic wings behind them trembled. Despite being at the 8th reincarnation stage and holding the title of nine-winged seraph, they felt utterly insignificant in front of this man who claimed to be the king of beasts. Their power seemed like mere ants, unable to stir any waves. GRK. 9 reincarnation stages? Seer's eyes suddenly narrowed. She stood frozen, realizing her once proud achievement of ascending to this stage due to the 4th evil god's feats felt utterly insufficient. She had thought she could pass judgment on the demon emperor and others, but in the face of the king of beasts, a sense of powerlessness rose from the depths of her soul. It was as if they weren't facing a mere human anymore, but an extraordinary being that walked between heaven and earth. That kind of power, it was only seen in the slaughter angel. How could such a being exist in the monster realm? Boom! With a single gesture, the king of beasts' entire form transformed into a colossal creature, rushing toward the angels and striking with overwhelming force. In the face of such power, any struggle or resistance was futile. It was an absolute crush of strength. His strength? Looking at the terrifying display from the king of beasts, the powerful figures below exchanged glances, unable to suppress a cold breath. Sister-in-law, my strength hasn't fully recovered to its peak because I haven't absorbed all the inherited power yet. I need to go back and retreat for a while. When I emerge, I'll come to find you. Hee hee. With the foolish-sounding voice fading, the center of the monster realm returned to calm. However, the two nine-winged seraphim and other cherubim seemed to be completely annihilated by the king of beasts' presence. With the power of these angels, when the king of beasts reappeared next time, his strength would likely reach the true 9th reincarnation stage. At that point, a battle at the center of the human realm would seem inevitable. After all, the fallen monster realm was, to a large extent, being suppressed by the combined forces of the human realm and others. The monster realm returned to calm, and Kai Lin also returned to the boundless fire domain, though what had just transpired was truly shocking. Celestial Realm. The 4th demon prison existed within a rift in the celestial realm, and though it was an extremely dangerous place, Yue Ru and the others still managed to obliterate the 4th demon prison and rescue Her Eminence Chang'e, a figure who had only existed in legend. With Yun Yun's pill delivery, they finally saw the legendary figure with their own eyes. Some information regarding Lady Yaoji slowly made its way back to the boundless fire domain. Buddhist realm. Outside the 3rd demon prison, countless magical energies soared into the sky. All the Buddhist sect powerhouses there were slaughtered, their blood and essence staining the area in a gruesome red. That fool Buddha actually dared to provoke the boundless fire domain. Truly stupid. The witch queen of evil gods, let's go. It's time to begin our revenge plan. The great thousand worlds, the center of the human realm, will one day fall at our feet. A voice rang out from within the blood-soaked chains, and the entire demon prison became chaotic. Buddhism. One day I will destroy you all. Let's go. Swish. At the Buddhist sect's base, Shirtiyan Tathagata, Manjushri Bodhisattva, and other powerful figures gathered. Clearly, they had many questions about Buddha's fall. Lord, from Buddha's secluded place, we found traces of milky white fire strands. Inside the golden temple, shadows moved rapidly. Manjushri Bodhisattva and his mount narrowed their eyes, filled with confusion. Realm Lord, something bad has happened. The demon-suppressing prison has been attacked by powerful outsiders, collapsed and shattered. The evil gods trapped inside have escaped the Buddhist realm. Amitabha, has the calamity of this world already reached such a critical point? In the outer domain, many of the most powerful figures from the Great Thousand Worlds had secretly infiltrated, attempting to track down the leader of the outer domain, so that the realm lord of the human realm and other powerful beings could prepare for the final battle. This was a snowy, tranquil world. At this moment, nearly a dozen elite individuals were cautiously advancing. Snowy world. There is no trace of evil aura. What is going on here? The palace lord of the Great Thousand Palace furrowed his brows, an unease spreading through him. The location and movements of the leader of the outer domain had been discovered through the Void Celestial Machine Realm, a method used by the Great Thousand Palace. Their purpose was to confirm. Once confirmed, they would use spatial techniques to summon the Realm Lord and other strong beings of the human realm. As long as the leader of the outer domain was killed, the second heavenly battle would end without a fight. The Great Thousand Palace, the ancient heavenly palace, the center of the human realm, Tian Yuanzi has also grown increasingly cautious. Suddenly, a graceful low voice echoed through the snowy world. A cold, stunning woman, her entire being bathed in the white snow, walked forward slowly. Around her, countless snowflakes danced. Despite no visible fluctuations in energy, her presence caused even the 6 Reincarnation stage and 7 Reincarnation stage experts present to feel dazed. In this snowy world, faint and mysterious figures slowly emerged. The 17 sacred clans, the 36 royal clans. This is a conspiracy. Move. A deafening roar swept through the air, and the palace lord of the Great Thousand Palace's eyes suddenly contracted. A deep fear, originating from the soul, washed over him. Since you've come, why hurry to leave? Let me show you what it's like to experience this cold and damp outer domain. In an instant, countless pitch-black shadows erupted from the snowy world, continuously launching attacks. These figures' strength was even comparable to the 7 evil gods. Clearly, the so-called 17 sacred clans and 36 royal clans were the true strength of the extraterritorial evil clans, the foundation that could rival the Great Thousand World. As strange occurrences increased across the Great Thousand World, the fluctuations in the boundless fire domain's sky also grew stronger. Faint traces of a successfully awakened devouring force could be felt. Half a year passed in the blink of an eye. This guy, he's been in seclusion, devouring the 5th sacred flame for half a year now. Why is there still no sign of him waking up? On the endless altar, Xun'er and the others seemed to stop here every day to observe. The women had already delivered pills to the leaders of the forces in the demon realm, celestial realm, fire sprite clan, ghost realm, and others. Some hidden matters were slowly coming to their ears, and they only needed to wait for Xiao Yan's awakening to discuss them together. Although the power of the 5th sacred flame is not as strong as the 3rd sacred flame, the fusion of the Buddhist faith power means it will take considerable time to devour. Yun Yun's gaze shifted from the sky, and in the blink of an eye, it landed on the other 3 women. It seems like you have something on your mind? Even though Yun Yun's movement was casual, Kai Lin seemed to sense something. It's about Her Eminence Chang'e of the celestial realm. Let's wait until Xiao Yan wakes up before discussing it. Yun Yun smiled gently, her eyes still calm as ever. Boom. At that moment, the entire sky of the boundless fire domain trembled as scorching energy tides surged, the burning heat making countless powerful beings sweat profusely. But after resisting, they found that the waves had a subtle refining effect on their soul power. Meanwhile, Xiao Yan, sitting in the sky amidst a layer of 9-colored clouds, slowly opened his eyes. He looked towards the edge of the boundless fire domain. In the sky above the boundless fire domain, a strange, blazing fire crescent slowly emerged. Surrounding it were 9 brilliant stars, slightly flickering. The 9 stars encircled the fire crescent, and an overwhelmingly powerful aura slowly spread, surpassing this world's very existence. At the same time, countless forces in the Great Thousand World felt the unusual phenomenon and quickly used their great abilities to observe. Moments later, a wave of shock spread through the hearts of these powerful beings. That direction seemed to be the headquarters of the Endless Flame Alliance, the boundless fire domain. Russell, devouring the Buddha's power truly brought this guy to such a level. At the edge of the boundless fire domain, an incongruous voice suddenly emerged. Have you entered my boundless fire domain recklessly, without even offering an explanation? In an instant, Xiao Yan's body shook and appeared next to the speaker. We will meet sooner or later. The sound quietly faded, and immediately, a flame seemed to evaporate from the figure's body right under Xiao Yan's eyelids, leaving behind only a corpse. Controlled by the eternal nightmare flame? From the marks on this body, it seems to have fallen after countless years. Xiao Yan sensed the strange appearance, but could only shake his head slightly. After devouring the 5th sacred flame, Xiao Yan's strength had broken through to the Quasi-Eighth reincarnation stage, but it seemed something was still missing to truly enter the 8th tier. As for the flame mantra technique, it had remained stuck at the quasi-god level, unable to fully reach the so-called divine stage. Though this allowed Xiao Yan to enter the 4th realm of the flame mantra, making his combat power even more terrifying. Xiao Yan, what's going on? In an instant, the 4 women rushed into the sky, shooting straight toward Xiao Yan. It's nothing, just stretching my muscles. Upon seeing them arrive, Xiao Yan's inner doubts dissipated. He slowly stretched out his arms, lazily acting as if he were yawning. Let's go. We can talk in the main hall. Moments later, the group returned to the main hall. The tremors they caused along the way made countless humans in the boundless fire domain feel a chill run down their spines. This kid's speed of advancement is just terrifying. Feeling the figures in the sky, a man who had been sweeping the hall turned pale, his face full of jealousy. But then he thought about it. Xiao Yan had refined a 9th-rank earth pill that stabilized his power at the 8th reincarnation stage. The hellish demon dragon didn't have any complaints, only mumbling a few words. The monster realm is under attack by an angel squad led by 2 9-winged seraphim. The leader is that seraph from the boundless fire domain, Seer. From their words, it seems they are under the command of the slaughter angel. The 5 gathered, and Kai Lin spoke up first, explaining the situation. How was the crisis in the monster realm resolved? Xiao Yan naturally knew what 2 seraphim meant. With only the demon emperor and the realm lord Chang'e, there was no way they could handle this. In the end, at the critical moment, someone claiming to be the king of beasts appeared and killed them. The king of beasts? I haven't heard from him in a long time. This is truly surprising. By the way, what level of strength does the slaughter angel have? Not sure, but based on the 10-colored heaven swallowing Python's inheritance, even at its peak, there was only a 30% chance of victory against her. Also, in places like the Ghost Realm, Thunderlord and his disciples are in seclusion. When they emerge, they will likely experience complete reincarnation. The Fire Sprite clan is currently desperately trying to rescue Lady Yaoji, but despite the combined strength of their experts, they can't find the exact entrance to her hiding place. Everyone spoke up, recounting the recent events to Xiao Yan. This matter, only Her Eminence Chang'e knows. During your seclusion, the Celestial Realm, led by Yue Ru and others, launched an attack on the 4th demon prison, destroyed it, and rescued Her Eminence Chang'e. However, regarding other matters, in the Buddhist sect, the 3rd demon prison was rescued by the extraterritorial evil clan, and the Witch Queen of Evil Gods has reappeared. She is likely to stir up a real storm. As the hall quieted down slightly, Yun spoke up. Does Her Eminence Chang'e know about Yaoji? She does, but... At this, Yun couldn't help but shake her head. She had gone to the celestial realm to deliver several high-tier pills, and Her Eminence Chang'e had revealed many ancient secrets to her. However, when Yun asked about Yaoji, Chang'e kept silent. She told you to visit her in the celestial realm once you woke up. When facing Her Eminence Chang'e, it seemed like Yun's deepest secrets were laid bare. The appearance of the flower god's mark made Chang'e's actions quite strange. It was as if she was deliberately protecting Yun. After all, knowing how dangerous Yaoji's situation was and understanding the flower god's mark, Chang'e wouldn't let Yun risk herself. Now, the headquarters of the Boundless Fire Domain needs many strong cultivators to stay behind in case of any accidents. I'll go alone this time. Xiao Yan glanced at the four women and spoke solemnly. The Boundless Fire Domain was the headquarters, and there couldn't be any more risks. He also didn't want the four women to put themselves in danger. I'll go with you. Just as Xiao Yan was about to relax, Mu Yingying lifted her head, chest out, her eyes filled with stubbornness. Fine, let's go. Seeing Mu Yingying's stubborn expression, Xiao Yan had no choice but to sigh. He gently reached out and touched her cheek, and together, they slowly made their way toward the celestial realm. Kailin, Yun. What about you two? As Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying left, the three women stopped in the matriarch hall. Xun'er's face was filled with confusion. Kailin and Yun exchanged a glance, seemingly sharing a silent understanding, and unexpectedly spoke in unison. As Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying headed to the celestial realm, the celestial realm's people, still recovering from the recently concluded battle, retreated to their residences to regain their strength. The alchemy holy hall of the celestial realm was particularly busy. The so-called prodigy, capable of crafting sacred-grade 9th-tier pills, found himself humbled after hearing of Xiao Yan's many feats. His arrogance quickly faded, and he devoted himself to the steady, disciplined work of crafting large batches of pills for the celestial realm and the Boundless Fire Domain, replenishing their reserves. As for the young powerhouses from the celestial realm, such as Hua Qianqian of the Floral God Palace and Yao Ling from the Jade Pool Wonderland, they were all diligently working to improve their abilities in preparation for the imminent final battle of the heavens and earth. After the end of the Immortal Realm catastrophe, both the Moon God Palace and the Floral God Palace discarded outdated rules and began accepting disciples. However, due to strict regulations within these two powerful forces, the number of people in both palaces remained sparse, with only a few dozen individuals. At this moment, within the Moon God Palace, on a serene pavilion overlooking a tranquil lake, two elegant women stood in the pavilion, one dressed in black with an aura of coldness, while the other wore white, appearing as delicate and charming as a young girl. Teacher, has the Moon God's divine palace truly been lost? Yue Ru's moon-like eyes slowly focused on the white-clad girl, her voice filled with urgency and impatience. The strength of Her Eminence Chang'e was barely half a step from the peak of the 8th reincarnation stage. Even if she returned, it would be difficult to ensure the survival of the celestial realm under such a catastrophic event and preserve its legacy. To end the Second Heavenly War, the only solution was to find the Floral Goddess or even the Moon Goddess Divine Palace, and with absolute power, annihilate the ongoing disaster. Yes, I've followed the path of the Moon Goddess through countless cycles, but I've never found it, and this is the outcome. The white-clad girl gazed at her youthful appearance, no more than a teenage girl, and sighed in helplessness. In her search for the Moon Goddess mark, she had battled the extraterritorial evil gods, only to be caught in dark magic and permanently trapped in this youthful form. But why does Yun possess the mark of the Floral Goddess? Yue Ru seemed to realize that Her Eminence Chang'e was hiding something from her, and couldn't help but ask. Yue Ru, your mind is disturbed. You've made great contributions in the 4th demon prison. I fear the evil energy may have entered your body. Go and rest now. Tomorrow, we will discuss this matter further. The white-clad girl's clear eyes fixed on Yue Ru, a faint chill in her gaze. Yes, teacher. Yue Ru's body trembled as she realized her lapse in composure. After bowing, the area fell silent once again. The path to the divine palaces. I understand it, but my intuition tells me something is wrong with this so-called path. The Floral Goddess legacy resides within the flower spirits, While the Moon Goddess legacy consists of the Moon Goddess mark and the token, the mystic moon flute. Our Moon Goddess and Floral Goddess are both tragic figures. I do not wish for our generation to sever the legacy. Forgive my selfishness. Teacher, there's still no news of the mystic moon flute. Even the Moon Goddess mark has been lost for countless years. I suspect someone deliberately concealed it. A graceful young woman emerged from the quiet courtyard, her face filled with helplessness as she spoke to her eminence Chang'e. Sangyu, you've worked hard these years. I will take full responsibility for the matters of the celestial realm and the Moon Goddess from now on. You should remove your mask and return to your true face. Go find Xiaomu. No, teacher, my decision is made. From now on, you are no longer the Moon God Palace's matriarch. Huh, what is this? When Yue Ru, dejected, returned to her room, she discovered an extremely mysterious object there. A nearly elliptical crescent-shaped pattern floated silently in midair, as if bound and sealed by some divine flame. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Suddenly, Yue Ru extended her arm and gently touched the symbol. Her body trembled, and the pattern shot like lightning into her forehead, sending a faint, ancient, terrifying aura that slowly emanated outward. Moon Goddess mark? Teacher, I'm sorry. All I want now is to protect this world. As the symbol emerged, a vague image of the mystic moon flute appeared in Yue Ru's mind, but who was behind it, she couldn't tell. Who are you looking for? When Xiao Yan and the others arrived at the celestial realm and hurried toward the Moon God Palace, they were intercepted by several Moon God Palace guards along the way. Although Xiao Yan was famous, many ordinary humans still didn't know his true identity. Xiao Yan and the others were in no rush, calmly standing at the entrance, waiting for the announcement. However, during this time, Xiao Yan vaguely extended his senses to explore the entire celestial realm. It seemed that the celestial realm was even more prosperous now compared to the past immortal realm, which made Xiao Yan breathe a sigh of relief. My lord, Her Eminence Chang'e is in the Moon God Palace. Please, both of you, come in. At that moment, a graceful figure walked out of the Moon God Palace, pausing to glance at Xiao Yan for a while. This figure was Zhang. Currently, she wore a disguise, and from what she had learned from Chang'e, it seemed that there was some suspicious presence monitoring them, so they did not reveal themselves. This woman's aura seems somewhat familiar, but her face is unfamiliar. Xiao Yan murmured as he shook his head in confusion. As they entered the Moon God Palace, it was eerily quiet, with only the sight of a bright moon hanging in the sky. Looking ahead, they saw a pavilion where a woman dressed in a white gown gently dipped her immaculate jade feet into the lake, causing ripples to spread across the water with every movement, clearly enjoying herself. Little sister, do you know where Her Eminence Chang'e is? Mu Yingying pouted, then compared her own appearance with the girl in front of her, unable to contain her excitement as she spoke. This little girl was even more delicate and petite than herself, so she couldn't possibly be Her Eminence Chang'e. After all, Chang'e had lived through countless reincarnations, Mu Yingying thought. Her Eminence Chang'e? Let me think. I don't know. Upon hearing Mu Yingying's light voice, the girl in the white gown slowly stopped swinging her jade feet and flashed a sweet smile in response. How strange. Didn't the palace master just say that Her Eminence Chang'e is here in the palace? Mu Yingying lightly pressed her fingers to her forehead, her gaze still lingering on the girl in the white gown and Xiao Yan. When the petite figure of the girl in the white gown appeared in Xiao Yan's sight, the energy of the entire world seemed to still for a brief moment. Even the faintest of disturbances were caught by Xiao Yan's keen senses. Her Eminence Chang'e. After a moment, Xiao Yan walked toward Mu Yingying and then addressed the girl before them. Her Eminence Chang'e was a peer of Yaoji, a powerful figure. Any detailed matters regarding Yaoji seemed to be something only someone from Chang'e's generation could know. You're the one my disciple has been thinking about day and night, yet couldn't get any results, making him only grow depressed. Xiao Yan? As Xiao Yan addressed her, the girl in the white gown suddenly shifted her demeanor, her voice turning cold. Hearing these words from Her Eminence Chang'e, Xiao Yan couldn't help but feel a headache coming on. My name is well known. You she. Do you know why I specifically called you here? A moment later, the girl in the white gown withdrew her playful attitude, and a layer of moonlight radiated from her, enveloping the pavilion and isolating it from the outside world. Sensing the change in the surrounding energy, Mu Yingying's face grew cold. She hadn't expected this seemingly young girl to actually be the legendary Her Eminence Chang'e, Yushi. Xiao Yan furrowed his brows as well. Yushi's strength seemed almost identical to his own at the moment, but as he faced her, a sense of surprise stirred within him. This senior was no easy opponent. The matter of Yaoji is of great importance. To prevent any leaks, I had to have you come in person, Yushi said, retracting her aura and slowly sitting down. So, the purpose of senior you calling me? Xiao Yan's mind calmed slightly upon hearing Her Eminence Chang'e, Yushi's words. The Endless Flame Alliance is indeed a promising new power, but you must be aware that your current strength is still too weak to contend with those old established peak powers. Expanding by rescuing many ancient figures is not wrong as a primary goal, Yushi said, her eyes flickering as if trying to guide Xiao Yan, her tone gentle yet firm. Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying exchanged glances. They understood that what Yushi said was one of the current pressing issues for the Endless Flame Alliance. But what did it have to do with rescuing Yaoji? But do you know who Yaoji is? Rescuing her is certainly not wrong, but the dangers involved are not something that can be solved with sheer numbers or luck. It requires strength and courage. Seemingly noticing the confusion on their faces, Yushi's expression turned serious. Even someone of her level of strength seemed to show reverence when speaking of Yaoji. I don't understand. Please, senior you, enlighten me. Xiao Yan shrugged helplessly. Given his limited understanding of Her Eminence Yaoji, he certainly could not be as thorough as someone from her generation, like Yushi. Yaoji is the founder of the shamanic system. In terms of strength and other aspects, I am not her match. In fact, in some ways, her talent and accomplishments surpass even those of the Holy King. Therefore, she is seen as a thorn in the side of the extraterritorial evil clan, and the dark forces they have used to deal with her are extremely powerful. Yushi continuously spoke, revealing some lesser-known secrets. It truly is the second demon prison. Hearing such certain words from Yushi, Xiao Yan felt a slight relief. However, according to the strong ones from the Fire Sprite clan, they are clearly aware of the location of Lady Yaoji within the demon prison, yet they can't find an entrance. It seems quite strange. Mu Yingying's beautiful eyes held a hint of anxiety as she looked at Yushi. This information about the core of the boundless fire domain was clearly only in the hands of a few. The second demon prison has an odd name, the Dark Sacred Abyss, which not only houses the ancient second evil god, the corpse evil god, whose strength had already reached the Quasi-Eighth reincarnation stage in ancient times, but he has likely thoroughly entered the true 8th tier now, making him quite troublesome. Moreover, there seems to be numerous hidden auras concealed within the demon prison, fraught with danger. Yushi spoke softly. However, no matter how perilous the latter described it, Xiao Yan's expression remained unchanged. I know your purpose for this trip, but it is fraught with danger, so you must proceed with utmost caution. As for the entrance to Lady Yaoji, this moonlight glow will guide you. Watching Xiao Yan's demeanor, Yushi shook her head slightly after a moment. As she finished speaking, she casually waved her hand, and a luminous moon mark that resembled the bright moon slowly emerged before Xiao Yan. It contained profound waves, and with this, the entrance dilemma to the second demon prison would also be effortlessly solved. Is there anything else? Noticing that Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying had gathered the moonlight glow but showed no signs of leaving, Yushi blinked and inquired. Senior Yu, being in the fourth demon prison, shouldn't your strength be suppressed by a quasi-7th reincarnation stage ancient fourth evil god? With some reservations, Xiao Yan voiced his doubts. After all, Yushi was an ancient figure, and her knowledge was beyond what ordinary people could guess. I do not fear the fourth evil god. I merely sense some strange auras while entering the demon prison and then avoiding them. Yushi revealed a charming smile slowly. Thank you, senior. Let us set off immediately. Upon hearing this, the two slowly departed, heading toward the Fire Sprite clan. After all, Reaching the location of the second demon prison required passing through the Fire Sprite clan. Descendants of the Xiao clan, transformed by the sacred flame. The two of you possess nearly dozens of sacred flames. It truly is astonishing. However, I wonder how Lady Yaoji and the Holy King are faring now. With their remarkable abilities, they shouldn't easily fall. Back then, I traversed countless regions of the Great Thousand Worlds seeking the Moon God Mark and the mystic Moon Flute, yet I could never find these two divine objects. Is someone secretly manipulating this? If I could locate both, in conjunction with the Moon God's secret technique, it would be enough to reveal the method to advance into Do Shen. Sigh. Her echoing voice slowly faded. Little E. When Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying arrived at the Fire Sprite clan's base, a group of trusted fire sprites had long been waiting there. Clearly, they had been informed by the boundless fire domain about Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying's visit to the celestial realm. Domain Lord Xiao. A throng of fire sprite warriors behind them murmured in surprise. All right, let's skip the pleasantries. Xiao Yan waved his hand slightly, not wanting to waste time there. Second brother. Hee. Seeing Xiao Yan arrive smoothly, little E and the Grand Elder approached, wearing proud smiles on their faces. Your strength has reached the peak of the 5th reincarnation stage? Seeing little Yi's appearance, Xiao Yan couldn't help but express his astonishment. Now, after the nurturing of several sacred flames and pills, Mu Yingying had reached the terrifying strength of the 5th reincarnation stage, and her future growth would increase with the reincarnation mark of Xiao Lingshan. Although Xiao Yan knew that little Yi possessed the reincarnation mark of Lady Yaoji, the level of strength she gained was somewhat shocking. Let's get down to business first. The seal location of Lady Yaoji has been determined, existing within the dark sacred abyss. However, the suspicious auras surrounding this second demon prison are too many. Even the combined forces of us fire sprites are unable to locate the entrance. It seems that the vicinity of this demon prison is a lifeless wasteland, not easily traversed. The Grand Elder spoke with a serious tone, clearly indicating that they had previously entered the dark abyss several times to rescue Lady Yaoji, but had only suffered heavy losses without finding any useful information. I will take full responsibility for matters concerning the second demon prison. This mission will be led by me, along with little E and Yingying, while the rest will stay to guard the clan. All right. As soon as they spoke, the four figures crossed through countless spatial barriers and headed directly for the second demon prison. Meanwhile, the entire Fire Sprite clan was on edge, for they were unsure whether this mission to rescue Lady Yaoji could succeed with just the three of them. Despite their anxiousness, when confronted with the eerie second demon prison, a sense of helplessness crept into their minds. It seemed that at this moment, all they could do was quietly wait and offer fervent prayers for Xiao Yan and his companions. As Xiao Yan and the others proceeded, the entire structure of the Great Thousand Worlds began to shift slowly. However, no one knew whether these changes were for better or worse. In the blink of an eye, they had traveled through the void and, in just a few dozen minutes, reached their destination. What appeared before them was a vast, dim world, nearly 10,000 feet in size. In the dark expanse, faint, flickering lights appeared here and there, giving off an eerie, sorrowful atmosphere of endless death that enveloped the entire realm. Staying here for too long might distort one's sanity. Boom! Suddenly, the edge of this dark void stirred slightly, and a vortex made of profound mystical energy materialized. Xiao Yan and his companions halted in midair, their bodies hovering above the vortex. However, as this disturbance occurred, it felt as though countless subtle, ominous presences were converging on their location from all directions. Waves of greed and malevolent energy swept toward them, causing a cold shiver to run down their spines. Spread out. With a casual wave of his hand, Xiao Yan unleashed a vast force of reincarnation energy, easily dispelling the corrupt energies that had gathered. As the foul aura dissipated, Xiao Yan stood firm, his body surrounded by radiant nine-colored sacred flames, emitting a scorching wave of heat. His handsome face also glowed with a soft light, and even his normally quiet imperial flame ring began to emit a long-forgotten aura, constantly releasing a faint heat. The entire world seemed to be imprisoned by some force, as if it were a massive cage. Yet, there was no sign of the second demon prison. It seemed as though the second demon prison existed in a space that didn't truly exist. Why haven't we found the demon prison? Xia and Mu Yingying scanned the surrounding void, but found nothing, prompting Xia to turn to Xiao Yan with a questioning look. It seemed that after entering, the atmosphere within Xiao Yan's body had changed in some way. Xia, has your fire sprite clan ever investigated this place? What were the findings? Xiao Yan's expression darkened slightly, clearly sensing a faint yet undeniable threat from the void. Though his strength had only reached the Quasi-Eighth reincarnation stage, his battle power, bolstered by the 9-colored sacred flames, would make him a formidable opponent even against someone at the 8th reincarnation stage. After all, with every advancement in his cultivation, the power of the sacred flames only grew more terrifying. The fusion of the 9 distinct sacred flames could shake the heavens and the earth. There are remnants of corrupted, evil energies lingering in this void, but no matter how hard we search, we can't find the entrance to the demon prison. However, the reincarnation seal on my forehead, as well as the elders of our clan, have confirmed that the second demon prison is hidden here. Xia was momentarily puzzled. Could there be some hidden secret they were unaware of? The dark sacred abyss and the second demon prison were both filled with countless legends in the great thousand worlds, but the danger they posed was among the greatest in the entire realm. The second demon prison alone sealed the second evil god, and someone as powerful as Lady Yaoji was said to be within the first demon prison, which was likely even more terrifying. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. After a brief hesitation, Xiao Yan raised his hand and released the moonlight radiance that Yushi had given him. But even this power stood still, unmoved in this dark realm. This? Mu Yingying's face grew solemn. There was no way that Yushi would deceive them, but why wasn't this effect working? It seems we're missing something. Xiao Yan examined the moonlight radiance before him, its faint light allowing him to slowly scan the surroundings. There's no other passages or entrances. From what I can sense, this place seems like a bottomless abyss. Let's check the edges of the surrounding area for any hidden things. Xiao Yan closed his eyes and calmed his mind, sending out his vast soul power to scan every corner of the dark world. Yet, nothing strange appeared, so he spoke aloud. All right. As soon as the words left his mouth, the three of them spread out and moved toward the edges of the void. As they separated, a layer of dark brown rock appeared at the edges, the surface covered in numerous eerie blood markings, soaked in a malevolent energy that had likely been there for millennia. The three of them reunited, holding in their palms objects with uneven shapes, but the blood-red patterns on them were strikingly captivating. To others, these things might seem nothing special, but Xiao Yan's gaze was fixed intently on the patterns on the stones, as if he had sensed something. Vroom, vroom, vroom. In an instant, Xiao Yan keenly noticed something. 9 colored flames surged out like a tidal wave, enveloping the area, transforming it into a sea of flames. The overwhelming fiery aura caused the temperature to spike, and all the evil energy was instantly annihilated, like moths to a flame. So it turns out, there's an array formation here outside the demon-suppressing prison, serving as a smokescreen, distorting reality. No wonder it seems so mysterious. Before the two could speak, Xiao Yan waved his hand, pulling them instantly behind him. The void on the edge of the sacred flame sea in front of them began to crack, and in an instant, the entire dim world started to twist and change. In the blink of an eye, a massive ancient formation, about 1,000 feet wide, appeared in the vast void, releasing terrifying fluctuations that made the very heavens and earth tremble. Inside it was where the second demon-suppressing prison had been. As the ancient formation materialized, the moonlight on Xiao Yan's palm surged, flowing directly into it. An ancient light gate slowly materialized in front of them. Let's go. Time to meet this so-called second demon-suppressing prison. As soon as the words left his mouth, the reincarnation mark on Little Yi's forehead emitted a faint glow, and the demon lute on her back began to vibrate slowly. As for Mu Yingying, her flame mantra, sacred flame, and reincarnation mark also began to activate. For her, Having remained in the boundless fire domain for so long, the overgrowth of her strength had already left many aftereffects.